Supposedly open there.
1A. 2B.
Fight it now.
1B.
That was your opportunity to fight. So the leer is like right over here. You can easily line of sight that leer and fight the person right here. Okay? As long as you peek shallow. You can't like swing wide, right? Just peek shallow. You're just going, see you later.
There's a unspoken or sometimes spoken protocol of must shoot the leer, and I often do, or try. And then 3 of us try to shoot the leer, and then Reyna takes out 2 of us because we're, you know.
I'm so glad you brought this up. What would you do with this leer?
Last player standing.
Yeah. Honestly, with that positioning, I would ignore it and try to hope I put my crosshair head height and then shoot at the wall where they're going to swing out. Maybe I'd get one, but I'm dead at that point, I think.
Okay, so here's what a Radiant player would do. Leer gets thrown.
Uh-huh. What?
So
you showed this to Kites that they even had it. They just didn't use it.
Correct. You would line of sight it, and you would have that fight. So you'll notice it in a second here. Watch this. As we move forward, there's a frame where it goes away. Okay? The game is even delayed. The game is even delayed because of how long it takes for the flash to kind of come off your screen. But if we use this pillar to line of sight it, you now have an open fight. Now, it's going to take you a lot of times to kind of like have that come naturally. I even told Kites, like, don't expect this to be like a natural thing, but this is why we VOD review, so you can find little things like this, like, oh, if that ever happens again.
Crazy. Now I like this position a lot better.
If you want to learn how to play Valorant properly, you have to start scrimming the game. Well, what if you don't have a team? The best way to do it then is through our Coach 10-man program. In our program, we give you detailed map guides, tips, strategies, live feedback coaching, and VOD review coaching, all for an extremely affordable price. Check out our Patreon Master Coaching today. So we're flashing this line here, but then...
But we're exposed to the left.
Correct, yeah. So if we just mimic this the way it looks, you peek the flash line, right? And then on top of that, you're not really with your team. So this is the line that you should be looking at while this line is completely blinded. So this is the only threat for you. Then after that, you can deal with this by going through this way if you really want to.
So here's the thing. The value of utility perhaps may be a little misrepresented in my mind in terms of the actual value. Like here, I don't want to waste the blind because if I look at drop, then I don't get any kills from the blind people. I look at drop, there's somebody there, I either fight them or unpeak them, and then the flash only protected me briefly, and now I'm out here and exposed to someone swinging out from under sight, and they're no longer blind, and I don't have a blind.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Teo. So Teo ult's going this way. What's this doing? So the ultimate blows up everyone on this direction. It clears this area, right?
Right.
Okay, so if they go in, they don't have to worry about this area because it's just been cleared by the ult. So it's impossible, physically impossible for them to be in there. Now, to your logic on this one is if you go here and you throw this blind and then you swing out into it, you don't have to worry about a person peeking you here right now because they're completely blinded, which allows you to now look this direction to make sure you're safe on that. It effectively slows these people down and makes them a 0 threat. This is the maximum threat over here. Deal with that first, make sure, and then you can play off of it.
Yes, I'm Chet.
Okay.
Sorry.
Pushing B.
I love all this. This is all really good. So what I like about this is that any smoke that you throw is going to be deterring. I love this one too because they have to use utility, which they did. So they're dumping utility in this area and less utility when they come into the bomb site. So this is all really good stuff.
I'm rotating right now.
Everything that you did here is really good. Like, really good. The positioning is fantastic. They're not going to be ready for this kind of a peek out. The only thing is that you're just a little low on your crosshair placement. If you're a little higher, I think you clean this clove because everything that you did here was solid. Solid. Even the peek back into the smoke, solid. So this is where you could blind if you wanted to play aggressive on this. Yep, you got it.
That's why I did it.
It's an awkward spot to blind. You have the right idea though. But blinding as much of this area is important. Right, so if you were to blind this much area, it's great because in the bigger picture of things, Reyna's coming over this way. So if we can cover this line for Reyna, it makes their life easier. So it's a blind for Reyna again, right? Now if you blind that spot, this is your threat, so you would be crosshair placing this area.
And I blinded right as the smoke was fading.
Let's go.
So I guess I could have waited a second to swing.
Yeah, I mean, it's nitpicking at this point. Like, every action that you did was
What's up, guys?
correct, which is really good to see. This is a threat too, right?
Last player.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah. So what happened was you flashed and you said, ooh, ooh, ooh. Look at this.
Omen's coming.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Is this not the same lesson we learned when you flashed through A and kept looking in that direction to flash instead of looking at the threat? Yes, it is. You flash here, you keep looking at the flash, you don't check the spot that you can look at.
It's amazing how often I
going.
get
I
away
will-
with grabbing that orb after they kill somebody.
Yeah.
Reload.
I mean, I expect in higher ranks I'll get punished for that.
One Jenny.
There's two,
Two Jenny.
Can't.
Reload.
Okay. Let's talk about positioning on this gunfight.
I think I lose that gunfight because I'm nervous about the guy on the left, so I can't really focus on Sky.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
didn't even notice Reyna was turned away from me, so I'm okay, I think.
How many threats are there?
1. I know you
Two.
wrote 2. Oh, she's not looking at me. Not a threat.
Yeah.
If she was
That's
blind,
hindsight,
she
bro.
wouldn't be a... Okay.
You yourself said that you were worried about it.
Yeah, 2 threats. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
You win.
What do you got here?
A Sky looking at me and I'm going to pull out utility. Oh, before that.
Before that.
Okay.
Before you come around the corner. Take away this threat. Focus this threat. Is this a similar lesson from earlier on?
One
Why,
It
Jenny.
is, except
We've
the result
had-
is a little different. Yeah, this is the
Jenny.
third time, you're right.
Yeah, it's the same.
No, I
same kind of
can't
situation,
focus
right?
on... I was so stressed about the Reyna while I was fighting Sky.
So next time, if there's 2 threats, you gotta be like, why is there 2 threats? I either swang that too wide, which is one thing, right? Or did I have utility that allowed me to swing wider? Because you need utility to move through a kill zone, right? A kill zone is presented when you have 1, 2, 3 angles, right? Multiple angles looking at this one little box, this little kill area. The point where you have the most amount of stress. So you need to use utility or numbers, being a lot of people, to get through that space. Otherwise, you're just
Interesting.
cooked. Again, another big key, man, is these guys practice fighting angles like this one. When I came back to the game, they set me up at silver. So around the rank that you're playing right now. And for some reason, I just kept fighting the person here. And I ended up getting a 50-50. So the person was playing here, and I was over here. And I kept swinging and trying to fight this guy and try to win it. And I would win it half the time. And I'm sitting there going like, I used to be like Valorant in this game. And now a silver kid is, you know, taking me out. So at the time I was playing as a Phoenix. So what I ended up doing was I changed it up. I said, what do I need to do to be able to beat this guy? And I thought from his perspective, I'm like, okay, what is he really good at? He's good at these common angles that he sees all the time. Well, why not I just take this angle away from him? Now I'll go here, and I'll go like this, and now he can't do anything. He's never seen this before. He can never deal with it. I ended up getting 100% return on every single gunfight that I took, right? The point I'm trying to make is, if you were to go and play Omen, and you know that there's going to be someone playing on that corner, for example, just like this specific corner, there's nothing wrong with you going like this, and challenging forward, flashing the f*** out of these guys, swing out through here, clear this corner, and then come out here and fight these guys. Because they're not going to be ready for that kind of thing. They're like, whoa, how do I deal with this? Is there smoke here? Do I spam through it? What do I do? Right? And as soon as they see you coming out, it's already too late. You've already won the fight. Right?
Right.
You're changing the parameters of how the fight goes. They've seen this one over and over and over again. But the moment you put some form of pressure on them, something that's different, something they've never seen before, is the moment they crack. And that's when you end up dominating them. Then all their aim is out the window. They don't know how to do anything else beyond it, right? Because all they know is this. Anyone can do this. This is like 3 buttons, right? I'm not even looking at my screen right now, right? I'm still doing it, right?